In today's video, I'm going to go over my 10 favorite drugstore products that I discovered in 2022. So these are not my all-time favorite drugstore products because some of them I've loved for years, but these products are all new to me in 2022 and I just wanted to go over them with you. As I say that, I just realized I discovered my lipstick in December 2021. It's what I'm wearing, so I'm going to talk about it anyways. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. If you watch my channel, you know I love both high-end and drugstore makeup. I'm a little less the luxury high-end, so I do try some of them and I do like certain products, but more the Sephora, Ulta high-end brands are some of my favorites. But there are a lot of drugstore products that really knock it out of the park. And so I'm going to talk about those today. The first one, and it's funny, this is from one of my viewers, Chanel. She always talks about the NYX Born to Glow. Whenever I would do something like with my La Mer or even the L'Oreal Infallible, the Pro Glow, or any of the other kind of natural to radiant finish foundation, she's always like, well, that's really pretty, but I'm going to stick with my NYX Born to Glow. So I was like, all right, well, I need to try it. And guess what? It is beautiful, beautiful coverage. Another thing I wanted to try today was not use any of my high-end brushes. I just wanted to do a very simple makeup routine. So I just used a sponge and one eyeshadow brush, and then I still needed to use my eyelash curler. I tried to do without, and I was like, okay, that's not gonna work. So those are the makeup tools that I used today. This is a BK Beauty sponge. It's a nice dense sponge. I really like them. So I was first given one of these sponges when I bought my very first BK Beauty brush as just a freebie. I have since purchased and then also received NPR a couple more of these sponges. So I really do like them. They last a long time. And I like because they have this really flat end and then a nice pointy end. So I was just kind of pouncing the foundation. I first of all blended it out with my fingers and then I pounced over it with the makeup sponge. And it was just a beautiful, beautiful amount of coverage. For those people that don't want a medium to full coverage foundation, it evened everything out, but it still is very, very lightweight, very light on the skin. And it's not too dewy or glowy. I haven't powdered my face yet. I was going to do that on camera or for this portion, but it is just a beautiful, natural, radiant finish, and it's just lovely. My next product is a newer product for me, and it's the e.l.f. No Budge Shadow Stick. And I have always loved the one and done shadows and the one and done cream shadows like my Charlotte Tilbury. I love the way this stick goes on and it dries down and has that beautiful shimmer that doesn't move. So you could use this as a one and done. I'm using it as an inner corner shade. First of all, I did apply it all over my eyes, but then I was just going to let it kind of settle and it will be my peachy neutral inner corner shade. I sometimes wonder where ColourPop really belongs because, you know, it's not really in, or haven't seen it in any actual drugstores. They do sell it at Ulta and it is drugstore prices. I love these eyeshadows and I talked about them before. They're from their summer collection. I don't even remember the name of the summer collection. We'll put it down here. But my two favorite are the Beachy Keen, which are the golds, and the Shore Thing, which are the pinks. And I love the shimmers in these. They also have a matte shade, but they are beautiful and they last all day. And then instead of using what I normally would use, which are my pinks over it, I feel like I just did the pink shadows. So I was going to mix it with the gold shadows. Now in this particular palette, I know the matte shadow is just way too yellow for me. This color does not look good on my skin tone, but the gold and the darker shades are so beautiful. So what I did was I just took a really wide eyeshadow brush. Now this one is from the Perfect Face. And again, I didn't want to use any of my higher end brushes, but I think you could use any wide shader brush. So this is a shader brush. I like it because it kind of covers the whole lid in one fell swoop. Also, if you kind of brush it down in a downward direction, it kind of covers my iris. So I just used the gold and just put it almost like a halo eyeshadow look just in the center. So I do have the shimmer in the corners, and then I'm putting a shimmer in the center. I just kind of wiped the brush off on a black towel, and then I went in with the darker shade in the outer thirds, and I brought it up just a little bit into the transition area. And then I just kind of tapped right where the gold and the dark brown met to try and blend it out a little bit more. I put a teeny bit of gold on it also, and then just kind of tapped it over. The gold is extremely pigmented, so I didn't want to remove all of the outer corner. So when I say I put just a little bit of gold to blend it back in, I mean, I'm talking just the, just the quickest little tap, and then kind of just used it to soften the transition between the darker shade and the gold. I did try and put a little bit of this lighter shade up in my upper brow bone. I normally don't do that, and this one is quite, it is also a shimmer shade, and I don't know, I just don't necessarily love a lot of shimmer up in my brow bone, but I tried it today, and it's very subtle. I mean, you can see the light hit it, but I don't know, it's not my favorite look. Maybe because I do feel like I can see the texture more up on the brow bone than when it's on my eyes and my eyes are opening and closing. I don't know. I'm just not a big fan on me having that bright shimmer up there, but I did try it today. But these are really beautiful. Again, long wearing. The pigments are gorgeous. I don't know if it's the same formulation as all the ColourPop shadows, but these are really, really special. And I had done my brows already because I was doing a little short on using brow products, and they were not drugstore products. And so I couldn't really use this semi-permanent brow ink from Revlon, but this has definitely been my favorite brow product from the drugstore that I found. It's a fine, almost like a paintbrush, and I did just paint a little bit in the front, but it goes really good. For me, I have the thinning of the brow, so I still have brow hair, but there's some bald spots. And so this is really good at working in between the brow hairs and getting all the way down to the skin and kind of coloring that skin underneath my natural hairs. Then it also is so fine, you can do the little strokes. It also does have a little spoolie in the lid, and it does coat the brows. So when I use this product, I don't feel like I need another brow gel. You can feel it on your brows afterwards, and then you just kind of comb it through. So I really have been enjoying that. Oh, and then I just did a video on brightening concealers, and I completely forgot to go through my little drawer of concealers in a tube. So I just did all of my liquid concealers, but I looked in my tube drawer and I was like, oh my gosh, I loved this Revlon Color Stay Skin Awaken 5-in-1 concealer. I mean, I thought it was a little gimmicky, the 5-in-1, but it does have caffeine and vitamin C, so it does nurture your under eye area. But I just really like the shade, I like the wearability, and I liked that it provided just a light medium coverage for me, and that it lasted all day. So it definitely gave me that little bit brightening that I liked. I used it to clean up the shadows up towards the eyes, and I just used the built-in sponge tip applicator and then patted it down with my ring finger. And over that, I did want to set it just a little bit, and I did use the Maybelline Fit Me Matte Poreless Powder. I can't remember who, it might have been Risa. Somebody, or maybe it was Stephanie from Stephanie Marie, somebody said that this was their dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder, which I think is a beautiful, beautiful finishing powder. So I just decided I was going to try it also as a little bit of setting powder. Normally I would use just a small brush, but I used the sponge that comes with it and just kind of patted it underneath, and it did finish the look. So I was like, ooh, that is really pretty, but I wasn't going to put it on the rest of my face till I got the rest of my face on. But it is beautiful. Okay, cheeks. This is a new product for me. This is the Maybelline Cheek Heat. It's a sheer gel cream blush. You're supposed to be able to use it on your cheeks and onto your lips. The color isn't really dark enough for my lips, but I love this on my cheeks, and it is so long lasting. I'm applying it with my sponge. You kind of spread it around your hand and then tap it on, or you can tap it on with your fingers to build up more color. It does last all day because I have worn it for a while, even though it's a newer product for me. I still have it on at the end of the day. It does kind of stain my little white brushes a little bit. Yeah, my standout sponge now has kind of a pinkish hue, so be careful with light clothes. This has been washed a million times, but it doesn't really come all the way off. So just note, it is a cheek stain and it does last all day. Okay, we are going to finish the final look. I'm just going to press it over the cheek area. And I normally don't bring it all the way back, but just kind of in this front area, maybe a little bit on the eyes. And you can see as a finishing powder, or I can see, and so I hope you can see, it is really, really gorgeous. It just kind of pulls that look together. I don't know if you've ever put on your makeup and you're like, I don't know why, I'm watching all these videos, I'm using the same products, I'm putting them in the same places, but things just don't look as smooth and flawless and pulled together. A lot of that is the finishing powder. And so when you do that final, either using a sponge, just pressing it in, or even if you used a brush, it does pull that look together. And then even though this is not one of my 10 favorites, I don't know when I discovered this one. I do really love the e.l.f. setting spray, and so I'm just put it on that one side. If you don't like that the look is finished but still more maybe a flatter finish, then you can just spray it back with your setting powder and kind of bring back that dimension, but it still has that finished look. So I think this side definitely looks more finished than this side. So I'm just going to powder the other side. And I'm just pressing because I don't want to wipe it off. I'm not trying to wipe off the makeup. Now, if I had too much blush on, I might be doing a little bit more of a wiping motion trying to blend it in, but I'm just really just pressing this on top. Yeah, this is really a beautiful lightweight powder, and you can keep it in your purse. And I don't know if it's as soft as the Charlotte Tilbury, but I never would carry Charlotte Tilbury airbrush in my purse. I don't even travel with it because they are so breakable. They're so finely milled, they break all the time. Okay, I'm gonna do just a little spray on this side. For mascara, I really like the Age Perfect Lash Magnifying Mascara. I don't even know if I've talked about this before. I tried to do it without curling my lashes. It doesn't really pull up your lashes. So I was testing that out. But of course, normally I'm always curling my lashes, and I just really like the way it thickens and separates, but it's still soft, because for whatever reason, now that I'm getting older, if I have a mascara that's a little stiffer, and then I noticed it when I was wearing my false lashes too underneath, it was irritating the rims of my eyes. You know, even the mascara, just the blinking with a stiffer mascara is kind of scratching the rims of my eyes now. So I do like bendable, softer mascaras. This one is so beautiful. It is so not waterproof though. So I have not been out in like the humidity with this to see how it works if I'm sweating bullets on my face, but I wear it indoors all the time, and it is gorgeous, and it doesn't flake, and it does last till I take it off, but it comes off really easy with water. If you're crying during a film, it's the one that's going to run. So just note that. Now for lips, like I said, this color I actually started wearing in December, so I didn't discover this in 2022. It's the L'Oreal Color Riche. It is Insane Sunset, S-E-I-N-E. It is number 107. I did a collaboration video with Bobby from Mindful Midlife, and she picked my makeup, and this is the lipstick that she picked. No, she didn't pick my makeup. She put her favorite makeup on, and I bought the same makeup, and I copied her look following her instructions with her video. And this is the lipstick she was using, and I love it. It's just this beautiful natural color. I'm doing a little bit less berry and kind of my mauvey pinks right now, and going more into the browns, more neutral lip colors, and I love this. And then on top of it, I am wearing the Revlon Super Lustrous The Gloss, and this is in 260 Rosy Future. I've talked about this quite a bit this summer or spring because I love this color. I love this gloss. I love these two together. I just think it's really, really pretty. And that's it. Those are my 10 favorite drugstore products from 2022. And let me know what you think. I do know that this is a long-lasting all-day look because I have worn these products over and over again for the last 6 or 7 months, or 8 months. I guess we're going into the 8th month. All the products are linked down in the description box below. If you haven't subscribed already, I haven't said this in a while, but I do notice about 80% of my viewers have not subscribed to my channel. So if you haven't subscribed to it already, I would love if you would consider doing so. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time.